Welcome back to another edition of Music Monday from the podcast Nurture the Mind. I am your host, Cole Poots, and we are here with yet again another music reaction. Very excited for this one. We are going to revisit Prof. It wasn't that long ago that I discovered him for the first time because one of my clients, Shauna, told me to go check out this rapper, this artist known as Prof, and we went through, don't forget the song now, it's Horse, and we also went through the music video, and after the music video was done, then I listened to it one more time without the music video, just because I wanted to make sure I was getting all of the lyrics in there. And I feel like, that song for me personally was very straightforward. I caught on to the message right away. I kind of figured out what he was talking about, and that was an enjoyable experience. Obviously, the music video was funny. Prof himself is very funny. I talked about the comedic relief that he provides and how that kind of reminds me of Little Dicky. But at the same time, too, when you really break down the musical side of things, I think the man is very skilled at what he does. From what I remember from that song, he was rapping his ass off. His flows were great. The intensity was right there in the front of your face, and it was something that you couldn't deny. But then even deeper than all of, those musical elements, how it sounded, how he was performing, there's actually deep context inside of those lyrics as well. There were a few, that I really caught on to that made me kind of pause and think for a second when he's talking about his ego and how probably people in his life have said, hey man, you're getting way too big for your britches. You need to slow it down. You're becoming arrogant and self-absorbed. And he was saying hey, how do I reconcile my ego with confidence? Something like that, because those things are kind of getting mixed up. And then my interpretation of that whole song and the message is bro, it's especially in his domain, and I think for anybody in their domain, their profession, what they do in life, and even outside of that, just how they feel about themselves, you should really have that confidence. I encourage everybody to develop their confidence, and there's a multitude of ways that you can do that. But having confidence and self-esteem and self-belief inside of yourself is really not a bad thing. I think it should be encouraged. I talked about it a little bit, I think, on that review, that reaction, that I think the powers that be, the people that run the World Economic Forum, I think the higher ups in our government and media, they don't want people to flex. They don't want people to be, proud of what they've been able to accomplish and their abilities and their skill set, and their talents and the things that they're good at and they've worked hard at. And, that's not the message that I would give to people. Is I just know for myself, when I'm feeling really confident about myself and where I'm at in life, that's when I'm the best. That's when I'm the most effective. And you want to be the most effective, because when you're the most effective, you can help other people change their lives as well. So anyways, enough of my rambling. We're listening to Prof, and the song this week is going to be Andre the Giant. I received a handful of comments on that last video that I did of Prof, and pretty much everybody was saying, you got to go to Andre the Giant next. So just like we did in that first reaction, I'm going to listen to the music video, or I'm going to watch the music video, listen to the music video, go through that one time, try and dissect it. And if I feel like I need to go through one more time, I'll probably just listen to the song, strictly just the audio. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. Get ready for it. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what Prof has for us in store on this song. Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. Sounds like we're banging pots and pans. I like the chains, bro. Just by thinking I was sweet, I run the city mag, I thought I was some cleats, You never heard someone like this is on the beat, Booty, booty, the booty, duty is jury duty. Booty, booty's Oh. Whoa, we got some twerking, not bad.
I ain't think you're lame. I only call a chick with goons while out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch, it's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame, baraka, waka, flocka, flame. I am a Benjamin, you know that I have a problem with acting a fool. I don't talk to police, I know nothing, that's what I got.
Oh, spin it, bro. Damn.
Wake up, brush off, get clean, look good. Put up 2 chains, flexing, but what's up? So fly, 2C, need you, look good. I win, you lose, fuck you, what's up? I don't care for boring people, I ain't think you're lame. I only call a chick with goons while out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch, it's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame, baraka, waka, flocka, flame. Yeah. On the shit, on the shit, on the shit, on the shit. Now I think I will go catch your body. Fuck your bitch, fuck your bitch, fuck your bitch, fuck your bitch. And then I will go take a party. No teriyaki, yeah, my Kawasaki. If you're gonna suck dick, she can hop in the shot. She poppin' the molly, go cop the squatty. Oh, cookie, love the body. I'm getting bigger, getting bigger. Do you wanna reconsider? Lost control of the killer.
Oh, man. Such a variety of people that are in this music video.
2 times. 3 times.
Man, this guy's got some serious style too. Talking about his wardrobe choice. Ooh, yeah. So he calls himself Pookie Baby. I want to know why. Why Pookie Baby? Because, like, guys, I have this nickname at the gym where I work, and Danny, the head trainer, my coworker, my best friend, one of her clients, this older lady, she's 85, Mary Perry, adore her to death. I don't know where she came up with this, but comes in almost every time for her session and calls me Pookie Bear. Or Pookie. Somebody calls me Pookie Bear. I think it's another client of Danny's. So I'd be interested, maybe you guys can fill me in. How did he get that nickname? Is that like self-acclaimed, or did somebody else give that to him? Okay, so to talk about the song and the music video, a lot going on. I mean, there's just a lot of people. You know, all different types of people is what I was saying. You got like the old lady in there. You got a freaking baby. You got a girl twerking. It's funny because he's a white guy, but he's got all these black people behind him. You know, when he's marching down that little alleyway or whatever. And I think I understand the concept of the song, you know, Andre the Giant. So he's talking about himself and how he's getting bigger. You know, he's acquiring more ears, more listeners, and he's asking the people basically, hey, do you want to reconsider? Do you want to jump on now? Because at some point I'm going to be fucking massive, you know, and then at that point you're going to be a bandwagoner. So do you want to jump on right now? You're going to jump on later, because either way it's going to occur. So I think this song, a lot like Horace, just displays this confidence that Prof has in himself. And I would say, once again, hopefully this doesn't sound redundant, but it's very, very refreshing to see, because I feel like there are not a ton of examples that are out in the world today that are shown for us, quote unquote, regular people, you know, that aren't famous, that don't have that notoriety, that don't have that wealth. You know, people like this, other people that are in the limelight, they, you know, for better or for worse, those are the people that we really look up to and draw influence from. And because, again, I don't think there's enough examples out there for us to kind of learn from, I think guys like Prof, I think guys like Ronnie Radke, I think guys like Donald Trump are, and you can, disagree with me if you want to. I'm just saying Donald Trump is one of those guys that has that impenetrable amount of confidence. It's like he, even despite all the things that are going on with him right now in the legal system, like he's still confident that he's going to be able to get through this and win the election. And so, guys like Prof, Ronnie Radke, I think they are super important examples for all of us to kind of look up to and have more of that fuck you mentality. Because, again, speaking from personal experience, now this is something that I'm going to have to continuously grow into, but especially when I was younger, I had more issues with my confidence. I wasn't really confident to put myself out there and be authentic and talk my shit and really share my talents with the world. And I think it is more of a struggle when you're younger because you really don't know who you are. I feel like the 20s are basically this big proving ground where you're really trying to figure out, like, hey, what am I interested in and what am I disinterested in and what is going to be my path in life? Like, let's start here. And obviously that can change in a multitude of ways as time goes on, but it really starts there. And so that's a really confusing time for a lot of people. And so as the years went on, I think really where I noticed this shift in myself was when I was 24. So 3 years ago, and I think that was kind of like the first time where I really started to formulate some sense of this concrete confidence that I could rely on moving forward. And as the years have progressed, as the last 3 years have progressed, that has only gotten stronger. And I would say I, at this point now in my life, am the most confident in myself that I've ever been. And that makes me really happy and excited for the future because I think it's only going to get stronger. But my point being is you have to have examples like this to see that it's possible. Because if you came from an upbringing, if you came from a childhood where, all of that was suppressed and squashed out of you, squeezed out of you, how are you going to think that that is even possible, that you could develop this confident version of yourself? And not only develop it, again, keep it for the long term. Keep it for the rest of your life so it's not just a temporary thing that you only, have in waves. And I would say to that point as well, I guess kind of the flip side of that coin, even though I've been able to develop a whole lot of confidence, it is something that I feel like, in my personal opinion, is kind of fleeting from time to time. There are moments in my life, there are periods in my life where I'm really feeling good about myself, my direction in life, where I'm headed, I'm conquering everything that's in front of me, and then I go through periods of self-doubt and fear and worry and anxiety and obsessions, intrusive thoughts. And I think both of those things are very natural, but I definitely think the trend of your life as you get older is you should be absolutely, without a doubt, more confident in yourself. So my reaction, my analysis to these first two songs that I've heard by Prof is I really appreciate who he is authentically. Like, I don't think he's putting on a front at all. I think this is truly who he is. And if I was to have a conversation with him, in person, one-on-one, face-to-face, I bet he would be the same dude. And I think we would vibe because I dig people like this, man. The whole confidence thing, like, it gets misinterpreted because people don't understand that. And there's so many people out there that lack that confidence. And so they want to attack somebody that shows it and call them arrogant, and frame them in such a way that's just not true, because it's just like they're probably projecting a little bit and they're probably a little pissed off and resentful towards this person like Prof because they don't feel that way about themselves. And I think I said that in the last reaction, like, that is just not a fruitful way to live. That's not a fruitful way to operate throughout the rest of your life. And so I think, if you have this like we all got certain insecurities, right? And certain things, like I said, going back and forth between that confidence over time. But if you have some of those things that are really kind of lingering, that are affecting that confidence, I mean, you have to address those problems. Otherwise, you're going to feel like shit forever until it changes. So that's like the initial reaction. Those are my initial thoughts, as promised, because that was the music video. I would say, like, if you were to ask me, what song did I like better? I think Horse was the better one. I think Horse is the one that I definitely vibed with a little bit more, but that was certainly a good song. So let's take out the music video. Let's go through it one more time and just strictly listen to the song and see if we can catch anything else. Pots and pans, bro. That's what that fucking instrumental sounds like.
Ass out and kissed him on the cheek. He fucked up just by thinking I was sweet. I heard the city mag, I thought I was some cleats. You never heard someone like this upon the beat. Tutti fruity, the booty duty is jury duty. Moody foodies, jacuzzis is filled with bougie booties. I know this money, don't know how to count them, and I think I need a computer. I kill everything and I live at the funeral. I got no need for a shooter. I'm getting bigger, getting bigger. Say me some. Drop down and get your ego on. I don't care for boring people. I ain't think you're lame.
I feel the same way, bro.
Wow, out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch. It's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame. Baraka, waka, flocka, flame.
I like that line too. This is the best part right here. Look good.
Put on 2 chains, flexing, what's up? So fly, 2C, Mizu, look up. I win, you lose, fuck you, what's up? I don't care for boring people.
I think you're lame.
I only politic with goons wild out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch. It's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame. Baraka, waka, flocka, flame. Yeah. On the shit. Now I think I will go catch a body. Fuck your bitch. And then I will go take a party. No teriyaki, about Kawasaki. If you go suck this shit can happen in shy. She popping the molly, go cop the squatty. Oh, cookie, love the body. I'm getting bigger. Do you wanna reconsider? Lost control of the killer. I'm getting bigger. Sing this. 1 time. 2 time. 3 time.
All right, there it is. One more time. Andre the Giant by Prof. Yeah, I guess like 2 more things that I'd like to say. So one of my favorite lyrics in that song, he says, I don't mess with boring people. I think you guys are lame. That's so relatable. So simple too. A simple line, a simple bar. I've said this like so many times before, and I don't know if I've said it on the channel necessarily or the podcast, but definitely in conversations with people, I have kind of always felt like not necessarily an outsider per se, but I feel like I just look at life differently. I feel like I'm pretty counterculture in my beliefs, in my views, in my standards compared to what's going on in society and culture right now, especially in the US of A. It is hard to get along with men and women alike that are close to my age. I know guys that are my age, 27, that are very immature. I know people that are in their 30s that are still very immature, and especially in my dating experience, I'm dating women that are close to my age or right underneath me. They tend to be very immature as well. You know, they might say something like, oh, like, I want a serious relationship. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to wait until marriage to have sex. And then we fall into a situationship. They self-sabotage. They ghost. They'll break up with you over text. They won't even have a conversation about it in person. The same girls that said, oh, I want to wait until marriage to have sex, even though I've already had sex. I'm a born-again Christian. And then, you know, tries to suck your dick on like the second or third date. That's kind of like a side rant, but I'm just saying that, like, I've always kind of felt, I'm not going to say my entire life, but definitely like in my 20s and like talking to people, and I've always had people compliment me on the fact that they're like, dude, like, for your age and for you being a male, for you being a man, like, you're very mature for those two things. And I've just always felt like, definitely, like, I like connecting on a deep level, and I think there are a lot of people out there that are just so surface level. And so I don't know why, but definitely that fucking line, that fucking bar of like, you know, you're boring, like, I don't want to be around you, like, you don't entertain me. I relate with that. Like, I want to hang out with people. I want to be with people that have depth, you know, that really, you know, might challenge my mindset a little bit, because those types of people, I feel like, definitely help you grow throughout life. So that was like the first thing that I wanted to say after listening to it a second time. But the second thing I thought about is especially the part where he really starts to spit, where he's going like hard as fuck on his lyrics, on his bars. It made me think of like the older generations. You know, I think of like my parents' generation. I feel like they typically are very stubborn when it comes to their music taste. Like, I know my dad has said this so many times because he grew up with 80s hairball, which, don't get me wrong, like, that's an amazing era of music, an amazing genre that has led to a lot of the music that we hear today. But he'll say things like, oh, you know, that's not real music that you're listening to. You should never listen to rap. That's not real music. And like, I'm thinking about that whole statement as he's spitting, and I'm like, I don't understand how those older generations can't grasp the concept that like rap and hip hop is real music. What I thought of as he was spitting was he is literally using his voice as almost like an instrument, because he's going so fast and he's saying all these things and his rhyme schemes. It sounds like he's playing drums with his voice. And I think that's so impressive. Regardless of what the content might be in the lyrics, if he's talking about fucking a bitch, I know that rubs people the wrong way. I'm all here for it. I really don't care. But those older generations are like, that's not music. It's like, what are you talking about? You're not even listening. Like, you're so stuck in the past of the music that you used to listen to. And yeah, that's great music, but you need to evolve your taste a little bit. I don't know, man. It just rubs me the wrong way. So those are the last two things that I noticed off of this track that I wanted to highlight. I think that's all I really have to say, though. I'm going to probably cut it here just because, once again, I'm experiencing some issues with my audio and my video. There's some setting on this fucking computer that I have yet to figure out, and it just likes to cut me off in my train of thought. But I think I did a decent job trying to piece everything together, so we'll get the final product out there for the audio portion, and then for you guys that are watching it on the YouTube channel, just watching the video. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed that song. Once again, just gives me another deep dive look into Prof and what he's all about. And I love the authenticity. I love the confidence. I love him talking his shit. And like I said, the biggest idea here is don't stop doing that, man. Like, that is just a good example for all of us to look up to, especially if there are people out there. And I think a lot of people go through this where they are struggling with building that, you know, that sense of identity, that sense of confidence, self-esteem, self-belief. And as I've said before, I said it on the last reaction, like, I think you have to get that in order if you want to go out in life and conquer shit. You have to believe in yourself. And that's confidence right there. That's confidence in a nutshell. So before we leave, as always, guys, I ask that you do 4 things for me. Number 1 is please like the video, especially if you're on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel as well. And then if you could, number 3, please share the message via social media or a conversation with somebody. There's different forums in which you can do that. And number 4, please comment on the video down in the comments below, and let's just start a conversation. I love hearing from you guys. If you're not on video, if you're not on YouTube, then strictly just for audio and listening to the podcast, same thing applies. I mean, you can leave reviews wherever you're consuming the podcast from. You can still share the message if you listen that way, or just subscribe to the podcast. You know, put it in your library. Make sure you're downloading every week. And I ask these things, especially if you got value, if you thought this was entertaining, you thought it was a good time, you thought I had a good take. Basically, if I provided some value to you guys, do me a solid and help me grow my podcast and my YouTube channel. So those are the ways in which you can help. I ask that you simply just do one thing. So thank you guys for that. And then the last little thing that I always mention is being a First Form Legionnaire, the supplement company First Form. I've been taking a lot of their products. I drink their energy drinks, which I think blue raspberry is the best flavor. It is phenomenal. If you guys are interested in taking any of those products, you can go to my special link on their website. And if you buy anything off of that link, I get commission off of it, but it's not the reason that I bring it up. I'm a personal trainer outside of doing this whole YouTube thing and the podcast and the music reactions. And so I obviously try to live a very healthy lifestyle, and supplementation is one of the pillars of health that you should get in check, that you should take care of. Everybody thinks, you know, it just comes down to diet and working out, and certainly those are very much a part of it. But in our modern American diet, with all of the bullshit that has been put into our foods, supplementation can be the gap that covers a lot of those essential vitamins and minerals and things that your body depends on, and it's missing. Even though you think that you're eating really healthy, there's still gaps in your diet, and supplementation can cover those gaps. So I advise you guys to go take a look at the products. You don't necessarily have to take the ones that I take, even though I put it in the comment section below. But do your own research and maybe find a product, that suits you a little bit more, that aligns a little bit more with your goals. Everybody's a little bit different. So again, I'm not saying you have to take the stuff that I take, but definitely go check that out, guys. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for coming over here, listening to the podcast, watching the video. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.